ये नाम जब ये भी हाँ 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 बढ़िया बढ़िया तो आप बढ़िया चाहते हैं जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी श्री माता जी के श्री चरणों में प्रणाम करके सामूहिक बंधन लेंगे। We will all bow down at the lotus feet of Shri Mataji and take collective bandhan. Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunanika Kundalini Sakshat Shri हिमजलैः स्नानं च दिव्याम्बरम् नानारत्नविभूषितं मृगमदा मोदाङ्कितं चन्दनम् जातिचम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितं पुष्पं च धूपं तथा दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यता सौवर्णेन वरत्नखण्डरचिते पात्रे घृतं पायसम् भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधं पयोदधियुतं रम्भाफलं पानकम् शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलम् ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु छत्रं चामरयोर्युगं व्यजनकं चादर्शकं निर्मलम् वीणाभैर्मृदङ्गकाहलकला गीतं च नृत्यं तथा साष्टाङ्गं प्रणितिः स्तुतिर्बहुविधा एतत् समस्तं मया सङ्कल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामतिः सहचराः प्राणाः शरीरं गृहम् पूजा ते विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः सञ्चारः पदयोः प्रदक्षिणविधिः स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरो यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तद्दखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम् करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वापराधम् विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शम्भो जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शम्भो जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शम्भो सदृशी स्तुतिर्ब्रह्मादीनामपि तदवसन्नास्त्वयि गिरः अथा वाच्य सर्व स्वमतिपरिणामावधिगृह्णन् ममाप्येष स्तोत्रे हरनिरपवादः परिकरः श्रुतिरपि सकस्य स्तोतव्य गतिविदः गुणः कस्य विषय पदे त्वर्वाचीने पतति न मनः कस्य न वचः मधुसीतावाचः परममृतं निर्मितवतः स्तव ब्रह्मन् किं वागपि सुरगुरोर्विस्मयपदम् मम त्वेतां वाणी गुणकथनपुण्येन भवतः पुरामित्यर्थेऽस्मिन् पुरमथनबुद्धिर्व्यवसितः तवैश्वर्यं यत्र जगदुदय रक्षा प्रलयकृत् त्रयीवस्तु व्यस्तं तिसृषु गुणभिन्नासु तनुषु अभव्यानामस्मिन् वरदरमणीयामरमणि विहन्तुं व्याक्रोशीं विदधतैहैके जडधियः खलु किमुपायः श्रीभुवनं किमाधारो धाता सृजति किमुपादानयति च अतर्कैश्वर्ये त्वय्यनवसर्दुस्थो हतधियः कुतर्कोऽयं कश्चिन् मुखरयति मोहाय जगतः अधिष्ठातारं किं भवविधिर्नादृत्य भवति अनीशो वा कुर्यात् भुवनजनने कः परिकरो यतो मन्दास्त्वां प्रत्यमरवरसंशेरकैमे सांख्यं योगः पशुपतिमतं वैष्णवमिति प्रभिन्ने प्रस्थाने परमिदमदः पथ्यमिति च रुचीनां वैचित्र्यादृजकुटिर्नानापथजुषां नृणामेको गम्य स्वमसि पयसामर्णवैव सुरास्तां तां वृद्धिं दधति च भवद्भ्रूप्रणिहितां न हि स्वात्मा रामं विषयमृगतृष्णा भ्रमयति पारं ते विदुषो यद्य सदृशी स्तुतिर्ब्रह्मादीनामपि तदवसन्नास्त्वयि गिरः अथवा च सर्व स्वमतिपरिणामावधिगृह्णन् ममाप्येषस्तोत्रे हरनिरपवादपरिकरः महिम्नः पारं ते परमविदुषो यद्य सदृशी स्तुतिर्ब्रह्मादीनामपि तदवसन्नास्त्वयि गिरः अथवा च सर्व स्वमतिपरिणामावधिगृह्णन् ममाप्येषस्तोत्रे हरनिरपवादपरिकरः इसी ध्यान की स्थिति में अब हम सब श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी को सुनेंगे. इन दिस मेडिटेटिव स्टेट, लेट अस नाउ लिसन टू श्री माता जी's अमृतवाणी.
So now we all have arrived. It's all right. Now this place has been chosen because they said that there are lots of horrible people the other way around. Still we are having their problems. All right. You see, you must know these are modern times. And modern times have lots of complications. सर्व मंडळी आली का? तर आधी इंग्लिशमध्ये सांगते आणि मग मी मराठीत सांगेन, कारण काय ह्या लोकांना अगदी काहीच समजत नाही, ते बरोबर नाही. In these modern times, a place which is supposed to be a holy place becomes the most unholy place. It's such a topsy-turvy condition these days. And when we are trying to establish something very fundamental, it's like a little seedling that has to come out of the stones. It has to fight lots of things, so we have to keep our brains intact and be sensible about everything and try to see what we can achieve through our patience and understanding. It's very important. Today I think is a very great day for all of us, because this place is the place of Virat, of Shri Vithala. It's the place where Shri Vithala appeared to a devoted son, and when he asked him that you better stand on a break, he stood there. And they say that he stood there waiting. Some people say that the statues that we see came out of the Mother Earth on this sand. And that's what Pundarikaksh carried, saying that these are the ones who came to see me and my parents. I was busy with them. So they are standing on the same brick which I threw. Now the whole story has to be taken in a very sensible way with a common sense in it. That God Himself is capable of all kinds of miracles. We who are created by God are doing some things which look miraculous. Say if you take about 100-year-old situation of this world, we can say that today we are seeing many things which could be miraculous. 100 years back nobody could have thought that you could have all these arrangements done here in such a far-fetched places. But all these miracles come from the power of God. So we are the creator of that wee bit, very wee bit of that miracle. So all the miracles of God cannot be explained and should not be explained. They are beyond our minds, and to make people feel the presence of God, God can do anything. He can move into all the 3 dimensions and also in the 4th dimension. He can do whatever He feels like. That's what you have seen now in your every day-to-day life. How many miracles take place to all of you, and you can't understand how it works out. Even it works out on things which are not living, and people are quite amazed how these things happen. So we have to believe now, after seeing all this ourselves, that He is God, and He can do anything that He feels like, and we are nothing. We are nothing. There should be no rationality about it, of understanding God's miracles. How can it be? How could it be? You can't explain. Only when you achieve that state of mind, where you believe through your experiences that God is all powerful. It's very difficult. This concept is very difficult because we are limited people. We have limited powers. We cannot understand how God could be all powerful because we haven't got the capacity. So this God, who is our creator, who is our preserver, the one who desired that we should exist, who is our existence itself, is an all-powerful God. All-powerful. He can do whatever he likes with you. He can create another world. He can destroy this world. It's only if he has to desire. My idea of coming to Pandharpur for Shiv Puja was this, that Shiva represents the spirit, and the spirit is residing in all of you, in your hearts. The seat of Sadashiva is on top of your head, but is reflected in your heart. Now your brain is the Vithala. So to bring spirit to your brain means enlightenment of your brain. Enlightenment of your brain means the limited capacity of your brain has to become unlimited in its capacity to realize God. I will not use the word understand, but to realize God. How powerful He is, how miraculous He is, how great He is. The another is that the brain of man can create, of course, out of the dead. But when the spirit comes into brain, then you create living things, living work of Kundalini. Even the dead start behaving like living because you touch the spirit in the dead. Like the nucleus inside every atom or a molecule has the spirit of that molecule. And if you become your spirit, we can say the brain of a molecule or an atom is like the nucleus, body of the nucleus. But the one that controls the nucleus is the spirit that resides within the nucleus. So now you have got the attention or the body, the whole body of the atom, then the nucleus, and inside the nucleus is the spirit. In the same way, we have this body, the attention of the body. And then we have the nucleus is the brain, and the spirit is in the heart. So the brain is controlled through the spirit. How? That around the heart there are 7 auras. Which can be multiplied into any number. 7 raised to power 1600, which are the ones which watch the 7 chakras raised to power 16,000, sorry. Now this spirit is watching through this aura, watching, I am again saying watching, through this aura. Can you sit down? Can you sit down? I think would be better. There's no need to bother once you have put it up. This aura is watching the behavior of your 7 centers in your brain. Is also watching all the nerves that are working in the brain, watching again. But when you bring the spirit into your brain, then you go 2 steps ahead. Because when your Kundalini rises, she touches the Sadashiva, and Sadashiva informs the spirit. Informs in the sense reflects in the spirit. So that's the first state where the watching auras start communicating to your different chakras in the brain and integrating it. But when you bring your spirit to your brain, this is the second state. Then you really become self-realized in the full way. In the full way. Because then yourself, that is the spirit, becomes your brain. Action is very dynamic. It opens then the 5th dimension in the human being. First, when you become realized, collectively conscious, and start raising the Kundalini, you cross the 4th dimension. But when your spirit comes into your brain, then you become the 5th dimension, means you become the doer. Our brain now, for example, says, alright, lift this thing up. So you touch it with your hand, you lift it up. You are the doer. But when the brain becomes the spirit is the doer. And when spirit is the doer, then you become a complete Shiva, self-realized. In that state, if you get angry, you are not attached. You are not an attached person to anything whatsoever. If you possess anything, you are not attached. You cannot attach because spirit is detachment, complete detachment. You don't bother about any attachments whatsoever. Even for a second you are not attached. Now, I would say, to understand the detachment of spirit, we should study ourselves very well, clearly. How are we attached? We are attached, firstly, by our brain. Mostly by our brain. Because all our conditionings are in our brain and all our ego is also in our brain. So all emotional attachments are through our brain and all our egoistical attachments also are through our brain. That's why it is said that after realization one must try to practice the Shiva Tattva by practicing detachment. जरा मला शाल दे. जसं शिवाची फार थंड असणार सगळं. Now, how do you practice this detachment? सगळ्यांना इंग्लिश समजता ना थोडं थोडं? Because we get attached to something, of course through our brain, but through our attention. So we try to do what we call Chitta Nirodh, is to control your attention. Where is it going? In the practice of Sahaja Yoga, if you have to rise higher, you have to improve your own instrument and not the instrument of others. This is one thing one should know. For definite. Now you just watch your attention, where is it going? Watch yourself. As soon as you start watching yourself, your attention, you will become more identified with your spirit. Because if you have to watch your attention, you have to be your spirit. Otherwise, how will you watch it? So now see, where is your attention going? First, the attachment is in all gross ways to your body. So we see Shiva, there is no attachment to his body. He sleeps anywhere. He goes to the cemeteries and sleeps there. Because not attached, he can never be caught up by any booths or anything, nothing of the kind. He is detached. The detachment is to be watched and seen through your own attachments. Now, because you are realized souls, not yet, the spirit has not come into your brain, of course, but still you are realized souls. So what you can do is at least to watch your attention, you can do that. You can watch your attention very clearly by seeing where your attention is going. And then controlling your attention also you can do. Very simple. To control your attention, you have to just remove your attention from this to that. Try to change your priorities. All this has to be done now, after realization, a complete detachment. So the body demands comfort. Try to make body uncomfortable a little bit. Try. What you think it to be comfortable, try to make it little uncomfortable. That's why people went to Himalayas. See, coming to this place itself has caused us a lot of problems. But going to Himalayas, you can imagine. So after realization, they used to take their body to Himalayas. All right, go through all this. Let's see how you act. So what you call the penance side starts now. In a way, it's a penance which you can do very easily because now you are realized souls. With enjoyment, little, try to make this body. For Shiva, it doesn't matter whether he is in a cemetery or in his own Kailasha or anywhere. Where is your attention is, you see. That your human attention is hopelessly bad. Very entangled nonsense it is. We did this because of this. There's an explanation. Or others have to give an explanation. No explanation is needed. To be given or to be accepted or to be asked for. No explanation. To exist without explanation is the best way. In a simple Hindi language, Jaise rakhahu taise hi rahu. Whichever way you keep me, I'll remain in that state. And I'll enjoy. Further in this poem, Kabira says, if you make me go on an elephant, means the royal conveyance, I'll go. If you make me walk, I'll walk. Jaise rakhahu taise hi rahu. So no reaction on that one. No reaction. First no explanation, no reaction. Now, second is about food. So that's the first seeking human beings had as animals. No attention on food. Whether you have salt or not, whether you have this or that, no attention on food. Actually, you should not remember what you ate this morning. But we think as to what we are going to eat tomorrow. We consume food not for running this body, but for sort of a more satisfaction of tongue pleasures. Once you start understanding that pleasure is a sign of gross attention, any kind of pleasure is a very gross sensationalization. Sensations. Very gross it is. But when I say no pleasures means doesn't mean that you should become serious people and people of sort of as if somebody is dead in your family. But you should be like Shiva. So detached. She came on a bull which was running very fast to get married. He was sitting on a bull with his 2 feet like this, you see. And the bull is running fast and he is holding the bull. The feet like this. And he's coming for his wedding. And with him are coming people with one eye, without noses, all kinds of funny people coming with him. And his wife feeling quite embarrassed at the nonsensical things people are talking about Shiva. He's not bothered. What's his reputation would be, this thing. But that doesn't mean that you become hippies. You see, this the problem is that once you start thinking like that, you become hippies. Many people believe that if you try to behave like Shiva, you become Shiva. Many believe that way. That if you take ganja, you become Shiva, because Shiva is to take ganja, because he was consuming all that to finish off from this world. For what does it matter whether it's a ganja or anything? Give him anything, he'll never get drunk. No question. He's consuming all that. Or they think if they live like Shiva, the way he was detached about things, least bothered about his appearances. What appearance Shiva needs is that whatever he appears as is beauty. He doesn't need anything to be done. So, attachment to anything is ugliness. It's ugliness. It's nonsense. But you can dress up whatever way you like. Or even if you are in the most ordinary dress, you look the most magnificent person. But it's not that if you say that, all right, so in these circumstances, let us go about on one sheet wrapped around. The beauty that has evolved within you through spirit gives you that power that you can wear whatever you feel like. Makes no difference to your beauty. Your beauty is there all the time. But have you achieved that state? And that state only you achieve when your spirit enters into your brain. With ego-oriented people is more difficult. And that's why they cannot enjoy things. At the slightest pretext they topple down. And spirit, which is the source of joy, just doesn't come. Doesn't show. The joy is beauty. The joy itself is beauty. But that is a state one has to achieve. Attachments come by various methods. If you go a little ahead with it, then you have attachments of your family. What will happen to my child? What will happen to my husband? What will happen to my mother, to my wife? This, that nonsense. Who is your father and who is your mother? Who is your husband and who is your wife? For Shiva, he doesn't know all these things. To him, he and his power are inseparable things. So he stands as singular personality. There is no duality. When there is duality, then only say, my wife. You can't say, my nose, my ears, my hands, my, go deep down. Till you say my, there is some duality. But when I say I, the nose, then there is no duality. Shiva the Shakti, Shakti the Shiva, there is no duality. But we live throughout on our duality, and because of that there is an attachment. If there is no duality, what is the attachment? If you are the light and you are the lamp, then where is the duality? If you are the moon and you are the moonlight, then where is the duality? If you are the sun and you are the sunlight, you are the word and you are the meaning, then where is the duality? But when there is this separation, there is duality. And because of this separation, you feel attached. Because if you are that, how will you be attached? Do you see that point? Because there is a difference and a distance between you and yours. That's why you get attached to it. But it's me. Who is the other? This whole universe is me. Who is the other? Everything is me. Who is the other? But it's not that it's a brain wave or an ego brain wave. बसा 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 मी मागीन जेव्हा लागलं ते सगळ्यांना डिस्टर्ब होतंय. बसा, फार गंभीर विषय होऊन राहिला. यावेळेला काही नको मला. 9 तास जरी बसले ना तरी मला काही लागणार नाही. बसा, आरामात बसा, डिस्टर्ब नाही करायचं, बसून घ्यायचं. So who is the other? Nobody. That's only possible when your spirit comes into your brain and you become part and parcel of Virat itself. Virat is the brain, as I told. Then everything that you do, when you show your temper, when you show your affection, when you show your compassion, anything, is the spirit that is expressing. Because brain has lost its identity, the so-called limited brain. It has become the unlimited spirit. I do not know. I really do not know how to give an analogy to a thing like that. But what we can do is to understand it. That if a color is dropped in the ocean, the ocean becomes colorful. Is not possible. But rather, try to understand. If a little color, limited color, is dropped into the ocean, the color loses its identity completely. Think of the other way around. If the ocean is colored and is poured into atmosphere or onto any part, any little wee bit, or onto any spot, onto any atom or anything, it all becomes colorful. So the spirit is like the ocean which has the light in it. And when this ocean pours into the little cup of your brain, the cup loses its identity and everything becomes spiritual. Everything. You can make everything spiritual. Everything. You touch anything is spiritual. The sand becomes spiritual. The land becomes spiritual. Atmosphere becomes spiritual. Celestial bodies become spiritual. Everything becomes spiritual. So is the ocean that is the spirit, while your brain is limited. So the detachment from your limited brain has to be brought in. All limitations of brain should be broken so that when this ocean fills that brain, it should break that little cup. And every bit of that cup should become colorful. The whole atmosphere, everything, whatever you locate should be colorful. Color of the spirit. is the light of the Spirit. And this light of the Spirit acts, works, thinks, coordinates, does everything. This is the reason today I decided to bring Shiva Tattva to the brain. The first procedure is to take your brain towards the Shiva Tattva by telling it, see, where are you going, Mr. Brain? You're putting attention to this, you're putting attention to that. Getting involved now, detach. Become the brain yourself, only the brain. Detach. And then take this detached brain, completely filled with the color of the Spirit. It will automatically happen. As long as you will have these limitations to your attention, it will not happen. So one has to really deliberately do this tapasya. Every individual. I am with you. So you don't need any puja that way. But that state has to be achieved, and for achieving that state you need the puja. I hope so many of you will become the Shiva Tattvas in my lifetime. But don't think I am asking you to suffer. There is no suffering in this kind of an ascent. If you understand that this is the complete joy state, that is the time when you become Nirananda. That's the joy named in the Sastrara. The name of the joy is Nirananda, and you know your mother's name is Nira. So you become Nirananda. So today's worship of Shiva has a special meaning. I hope whatever we do in the outward way, in a gross way, happens also in the subtler way. I am trying to push your spirits into your brains, but I find it rather sometimes difficult because your attention is still involved. Try to detach yourself. Temper, lust, greed, everything. Try to reduce. Like in food, I told today Warren, ask them to eat less, not like gluttonous people. You see, once in a while, on a day of big banquet or anything, you eat more, but you can't eat every time like that. It's not a sign of Sahaja. Try to control. Try to control your speech. Whether you express temper in your speech, or you express your compassion, or you are artificially compassionate. Try to control. I know some of you may not do much. It's alright. I'll try to tell you many times. I'll try to help you. But most of you can do it. And you should try that. So on a deeper level from today we start our Sahaja Yoga, where some of you may not attain, but most of you should try to go deeper. Everyone. For that you don't need persons who are very well educated or well placed. No, not at all. But people who meditate, dedicate, go deeper, because they are like the first roots which have to reach for others much deeper, so that others can follow. Now for today's puja we will have a very short Ganesh Atharvashesh. Just a not washing my feet or anything much on it, but is a saying of Atharva Shirša, and you can put म्हणजे शिवपूजेला पाय वगैरे धुवायची काही गरज नाही, कारण ते शुद्धच आहे. Shiva is all the time clean, pure, immaculate. So what are you going to wash the immaculate? One may say that, Mother, when you wash your feet, we get your vibrations in the water, but so detached that there's no need to wash at a state where you get completely washed, completely cleaned out. Then we'll have a Devi Pujan, because Gauri, who is virgin, is to be worshipped. So we'll say the 108 names of the Virgin. Then we'll do the Shiv Puja. I'm sorry, I cannot tell you everything in one short speech all about this. But detachment must start expressing itself in your realization. Detachment. What is surrendering is nothing. Because when you are detached, you are surrendered. Automatically. When you are holding on to other things, you are not surrendered. That's all. What is there to surrender me? I am such a detached person, I don't understand all that. What am I to get out of you? I am so detached. Nothing. So today I hope we all pray that, O Lord, give us strength and that source of attraction by which we give up all other attractions of all the pleasures of joy, of ego, of everything that we think of. But we should fall into the pure joy form of the Shiva Tattva. Absolutely. I hope I have been able to explain to you why I am here today and why today is a very big day. You all who are here are especially very lucky people who should think that God has been kind to you, that He has chosen you today to be here to listen to this. And then once you get detached, you will start feeling responsible. Abhiyukt, responsible. But the responsibility not giving ego, but responsibility which is executing by itself, which is expressing by itself, manifesting by itself. May God bless you. सगळ्यांना कळलं असं मला वाटतं, आणि आज मुद्दामून इंग्लिशमध्ये बोलले मी, कारण इथे ह्या लोकांना एकदा सुद्धा इंग्लिशमध्ये भाषण नाही झालेलं. तुम्हाला जर नसेल कळलं तर दुसऱ्यांना विचारून घ्यावं, ट्रान्सलेशन करून घ्यावं. As Bhavani, as the consort of Shiva, she doesn't wear anything very ornamental. As if the oneness with Shiva sucks in all that is manifesting outside. So not much ornaments or anything are to be used. Again, this is to make you understand. On rational level is difficult. But all this manifestation is when you are not one with Sadashiva. But once you become one with him, then your identity is lost. No duality anymore remains. So, the question of me and my power does not arise. Me and my power become one.
शिवशक्ति ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री शिव पार्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। आत्मा त्वं गिरिजामति सहचरा प्राणा शरीरं गृहम् पूजाते विषयोपभोग रचना निद्रा समाधि स्थिति संचार पादयो पदयो प्रदक्षिण विधि स्तोत्राणि सर्वागिरो यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तदखिलं शंभो तवाराधनम् करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधम् विहितमधीतं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री शिव पार्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
Jangan bawa ke pakit dah. Jangan bawa ke pakit atau ke pakit. Jadi itu dia lagi kan.
You all should all put your hands here and then come. Go back. All of you. Now. Symbolically, fire represents the Vishnu Tattva and the cold represents the Shiva Tattva. Today we have asked Shiva Tattva to enter into the Vishnu Virata. You should all come and put your hands here and try to put symbolically your vibrations into the fire as I have done. You can come one by one, but I'll make a move now. May God bless you. Stop learning. Very sorry. Oh, that's the best. Dhuni should be there. This should be the fire, not the fire with the smoke. That's important.
अब हम सब श्री माता जी की आरती करेंगे। वी विल नाउ ऑफर आरती टू श्री माता जी। सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने रे अवतार माँ, कितने रे अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में मानव भी अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा, माँ कर दिया उजियारा। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधुर संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधुर संगीत सुन लो। होए सके जो सेवा, होए सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री माता जी श्री निर्मला नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्कि साक्षात् श्री माता श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्कि साक्षात् श्री सहस्रा नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला नमः। बोलो श्री आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय। श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा एवं अनंत आशीर्वादों के लिए हम आपका पूर्ण हृदय से कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद करते हैं। श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा से हम सभी को शिव तत्व प्राप्त हो। Shri Mataji, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your infinite love and blessings. Shri Mataji, by your grace, may we all be blessed with Shiva Tattva. Jai Shri Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji. Shri Mahashivratri Puja and Shri Param Chaitanya Puja is being organized at Shri Adi Shakti Peeth, Nirmal Dham from 19th to 23rd February. The program schedule is as shown. All Sahajyogi brothers and sisters are cordially invited to be a part of these pujas at Nirmal Dham and enjoy the divine bliss. Jai Shri Mataji. जय श्री माता जी। 19 से 23 फरवरी को श्री आदिशक्ति पीठ निर्मल धाम में श्री महाशिवरात्रि पूजा, श्री परम चैतन्य पूजा एवं सेमिनार का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। कार्यक्रम का विवरण उल्लिखित है। सभी सहयोगी भाई बहनों से निवेदन है कि कृपया इस पूजा में सम्मिलित होकर परम चैतन्य का आनंद लें। जय श्री माता जी।